Yo, what's up, guys? Joker bringing you another video for the 3.22 Trial of the Ancestors League, going over my starting atlas. This is based mainly on getting map completion in the first couple of days. That way I can go ahead and move to either another character or another currency making method relatively quickly, and I don't have to worry about trying to recomplete my atlas. So essentially what I'm doing right here is I'm just going straight down the middle and I'm grabbing this shrine. The shrine is important because if your league start build is relatively weak, like I feel like my league start character might be, shrines are incredibly helpful, especially throughout the entirety of the game. There's shrines that give you all three charges. There's shrines that give you speed. There's shrines that do AoE damage. There's the Gloom Shrine that blows stuff up for you. So it's a lot of quality of life, and it's really, really helpful, especially with the extended duration. And then we're going to go ahead and come down here and we're going to grab Shaping the Mountains. This is essentially for two reasons. It's for the maps have a higher chance of being a higher tier, as well as the random map crafting options. The more free options I get, the less I have to pay for in the future. And that's the main reason for that. Then I'm going to the Cryptic Gateway and grabbing Shaping the Skies. Same exact reason, right? Some of these special map crafting options are actually incredibly overpowered, and I like to save them for once I have more late game juice that I can throw in with them, just because they are insanely powerful. Then we're going to go ahead, jump back over to this other side. We're going to grab Stream of Consciousness for the chance of additional mechanics being bumped up quite a lot. And this pretty much guarantees 1 to 2 mechanics in your map always. So Stream of Consciousness is always worth taking if you're either Elkin going or if you're broke and you are trying to get currency. Then we go up here, we go over here. We're going to grab the commissioned officer and expert, what is that? Reconnaissance. I know how to read. And this is mainly because Kurak is a really great way of getting Atlas completion. I know they nerfed him, but it is still a way that I've completed my Atlas every league for like the past 4 leagues. It's incredibly powerful having all these Atlas reports just to roll through. That way you don't have to go try to buy a map. You can just spin through Kurak. Then we're going to bold undertakings. The reason for this, and this being the first new node, is Fortune Favors the Brave applies an additional random option for 3 extra C. So instead of it being 3C for forcing 1 mechanic on my map, it's going to be 6C for forcing 2 mechanics, but I also have Stream of Consciousness. So I'm going to have 3, 4, 5 mechanics in every map. And that is going to guarantee that I'm able to get back at least my 6C, I hope. So I know for a fact that this is going to guarantee me a steady stream of bubblegum currency, which is extremely important on the early days of League Start, right? Then we're going to come up here and we're going to grab more shrines. Once again, shrine effect plus additional shrine is incredible just because of the fact that this is just free mobs plus you get, I mean, you don't really need this one, but you can go ahead and just have the additional chance for the shrines plus the fact that you have the additional shrine effect and you have the shrines giving you 2 effects per shrine. Remember how I mentioned that shrines are incredibly overpowered? Now, when you click 1, you get 2. So it's the return on investment essentially is insane. I love shrines, and that's why you see so many people run around with these nodes and the goal, just because it pairs together so well and it helps you get through mapping, especially if your character is weaker. And then we're pretty much just coming up here and we're grabbing Shaping the World. Final boss in each map has a 5% chance to drop an additional connected map, plus there's more of the map higher chance, right? This is for kind of the same reason I want to get the higher tier maps. Plus, if the final map boss has that chance of dropping the connected map, it's once again going to help with Atlas completion. Usually, I like to be done with my Atlas in like the first 2 days of a league. That way, I don't have to worry about it and I can start running maps that I actually like. This rotation of maps, there's several maps that actually kind of suck. So I want to get this out of the way as soon as I can. Now, once I get to more of a mid game, that's when I would probably swap to something more like this, right? Where I'd go ahead and I would go ahead and move to something more like this. And I'd probably force strong boxes because with this node and these essence, I would be making a fair amount of money. I'd be able to spec out of those because I'd no longer need them. And I would go ahead and be able to spec out of those because I would no longer need them. I would go ahead and grab this and the rest of this ring for all of the additional quant, right? And that's potentially what I would move towards next. The reason why I'm grabbing overloaded circuits at this point is because of the fact that it's going to choose 3 random Atlas notables that I am selecting on the map Atlas. This is going to be working with the fact that I have secret operations and twice tempted. So the only 3 that it can grab when I'm forcing the strong boxes is going to be the backup cache, the concealed logistics, and the vault of mysteries. Then I'm going to go ahead and be grabbing amplified energies. I'll probably have to go over here and grab this. These are the right ones, right? Yeah, additional essence. And this is all debatable on if my character is actually strong enough to clear these essence. There's another one over here, but I really can't grab that until I know if my character's strong enough to clear. This is essentially giving me like 2 to 3 essences a map, right? And making sure that they're a higher tier. The main thing that I'm gaining currency from is going to be the strong boxes and scarabs. I'm going to try to stack those up super early because a lot of people will want to run those as we get into the latter half of the first week of the league. Um, After this, I would probably either re-roll or really debate my options, right? Because there are several options that I can go into this, but it all depends. Oh, I forgot these 2 notes. It all depends on what my character's able to do. If anything, I would continue to have this. That way, my map sustain is still fairly good. And then we're at about 71 points, which is fairly easy to get in the first couple of days. And with this Atlas strategy, we're going to be getting OP strong boxes. We're going to be having a lot of strong boxes. Plus, we're going to be making money from the essence and the chance that we have additional mechanics, and it is going to be fairly high. I would probably still keep commissioned officer just because Kurak is really strong, like I mentioned, for those unique maps and stuff like that. But this is pretty much what we're looking at going into day 3 or 4. And that's mainly because I like just running straight through maps, and I really don't like pausing for things like Harvest and Expedition early on in the league. I want to try to take advantage and make as much currency as I can early on. That way I can buy maybe like a mirror shard and it'll have those incredible inflation rates as it goes forward into the league. I did that last league and I made like 50, 60, 70 div because of the fact that I was holding on to like 3 mirror shards after the first week and a half. And then I had to take a break for like a week. So when I came back, I had a lot of extra currency to play around with. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Going from that Atlas completion strategy just to pretty much this very base Alk and Go strategy is my plan for this 3.22 league start. If you want to copy it, I'll span over it one more time. If you think it's shit, tell me down in the comments. But apart from that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care.